I never thought my life would be the way it is today. And that is literally because Goodwill gave me an opportunity. I've been a thrifter my whole life. I've been collecting vintage since I was like in elementary school. I was buying and selling, had my own Etsy going on, and then I found out that Austin Goodwill had a shopgoodwill.com site, and that's kind of where it all started. They cross-trained us in every position. So I worked in shipping, I worked in listing, I worked in photography, and then they put me in jewelry. They were like, oh my gosh, you know way more than everybody else, and I loved it. Then I moved to San Antonio with my daughter. I got a job for the Goodwill there in their e-commerce department, and they let me basically like rebuild their jewelry department. I got an email from the CEO at the Lufkin Goodwill. She was like, hey, do you want to come to Lufkin? And I was like, sure, what's this all about? While I was there, I went to my first summer conference, and I met the entire executive team from Southeastern Wisconsin, Metro Chicago, Goodwill Milwaukee, as everybody calls them. They were looking to build an e-commerce department, and I applied and I got the job. We were one of the first Goodwills to ever make $1 million our first year on Shop Goodwill, and we did it with only jewelry. So that's kind of where everybody was like, who is this Sarah? What is she doing? Goodwill Phoenix was the next biggest Goodwill. I went down there, and then COVID happened, and I left Goodwill, became a jeweler, doing lapidary work, which is like taking rocks and shaping them into stones that can be set into jewelry. I got a message from my old COO, and he was like, hey, I have a friend and he's needing some help with e-com. Would you be interested in coming back? And I was like, oh my gosh, yes. I miss Goodwill so much. People think that we overprice stuff, you know, we get it for free. I don't think that they understand that our employees are not volunteers. We pay them. Every donation, yes, we sell it, it generates revenue. That revenue creates jobs. Giving somebody a job gives them purpose. It did for me. I was a single mom, was not making a lot of money. I had what felt like nowhere to go, no future. I do not have a college education, and that was like a barrier for me. Goodwill has put me through so many leadership courses. It really taught me how to be a servant leader. Those are skills that I never would have learned anywhere else, and it was all free. I've been through a lot personally while I've been at this Goodwill, and I've never received such support and friendship and kindness. It's been incredible, and it's gonna be really hard to say goodbye. Really hard to say goodbye. I had always wanted to work at Kendra Scott. I love her story. She's contributed tens of millions of dollars to different charities and just been a pioneer in the industry. She has this new line, Yellow Rose. It is all Western, which is my jam. It literally is like if I could have prayed for the perfect job for me, this would be it. To be back in my hometown, Austin, Texas, where it all started with Goodwill, working for a major corporate jeweler, which is something I've always wanted to do and just really honestly never thought I could. That's happening now. And it's like unreal. Everything that I have learned at Goodwill has prepared me for this. Not a lot of organizations develop their employees so that they can advance and grow and move on to other opportunities at different organizations. But that's like what we do at Goodwill. And that's fostered, that's part of the culture. Goodwill has changed my life, literally saved my life twice, given me the best mentors I've ever had, skills I didn't even know I needed, and something to work for the rest of my life in everything that I do. And I'm forever grateful. Forever a donor, forever a shopper. Yeah, I couldn't say enough good things.